Peace and blessings. Shabbat shalom to each and every one of you. Hey, we give all praises to the Most High. We bless Him. We magnify Him. For this is the day that He has made. And yes, we are rejoicing in it. We are glad in it. We celebrate the Most High. This is the day that we celebrate as Shabbat. And so we, hey, with everything that we have, we praise Him, we honor Him, and we worship Him. And so, hey, we're going to have a wonderful time. We're going to be talking about something that I feel is very interesting. We're going to be talking about being a nation. And we're going to talk about, like, what, to finally come together, to finally be unified. What would that take? And let's go ahead and do it. Let's put some steps in line. Here we go. We're going to have a wonderful time. Be right back.
See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down, to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant.
All right, peace and blessings to each and every one of you. We are delighted. We are glad to be here. And yes, we magnify the Most High. Let's go ahead and let's magnify Him. We know that we're Hebrews. Yes, we can get into the word of the Most High, but we are also a spiritual people. Yes, we're spiritual people, and so we don't mind magnifying the Most High, which means we pray together. That's right. We pray together, and we worship and magnify the Most High together. Let's go ahead and let's do that. Baruch ataya o atayada she'anaknu ha'am shelech ha'berit shelech ya'o. Baruch ataya o behashemayim baruch atah beha'aretz. Enaknu natat lanu ya'o. Kol hatahilim. Kol hatafilim ya'o. Blessed are you, O Most High. We honor you, we praise you, we thank you. We are the people of your covenant. We are your people. And you are blessed in the heavens. You are blessed in the earth. We honor you, we praise you, we bless you, we thank you. And naknu amerle lecha slikalanu, ya slikalanu ki hate gam raham lanu yao. In Elohim Rakocha, Ata El Rahum Ya'o. Forgive us for sin, forgive us for sin. Have mercy upon us, O Yah. There is no Elohim but you. We ask you to forgive us, for you are a God of mercy. Ata El Shalom, Ata Hakol Bishbelanu. Ha'ainayim gam ha'oznaim ham petokim lefnecha. Enachnu ka'an ya'o lelamed toda ya'o. Toda. Hallelujah. We exalt Him, we praise Him. We're here to magnify Him. We are here because of the Most High. We are here because of you, Most High. Hallelujah. Well, all right, you know what? We're going to give him praise. We're going to magnify him. Yes, we're going to do it in a slightly new way. Yes, we are. With some, I don't know. I think we did this before. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do this anyway. Here it goes. Hey, we hope that it goes well. But you know what? As I've often said, and as I have streaming on the bottom, yes, I don't profess to sing or play, but we're here to just worship and magnify the Most High with all of our hearts, right? We're here to do it. Listen, my voice will be off. It'll crack. I'll mess up. But you know what? It's about having a sincere heart before the Most High and making a joyful noise before Him. So here we go. We're going in.
They increased that trouble me. Many are they that rise up against me. Many are they that say of my soul, there is no help for him in Elohim, in Elohim, but thou, Yah, art a shield for me, my glory and the lifter of my head, my trouble me, and many are they that rise up against me. Many are they that say of my soul, my soul. They say there is no help for him in Elohim, but oh yeah, you're a shield for me, my glory and the lifter of my head, my head, my head, my head. Many are they, I don't know why, but they say of my soul, there is no help for him in Elohim, in Elohim. A shield for me, the glory and the lifter of my head. Oh yeah, you're a shield for me, my glory and the lifter of my head, my head. My glory,
magnify you, for you are our victory. It is because of you that we triumph. It is because of you that we have strength. You are our strength. You are our righteousness. All right. Yep, we got to shut her down. Got to shut her down. All right, peace and blessings. Let me give some shouts out. I am so glad to see each and every one of you. My goodness, I'm so glad to see all of you. To my day one, my brother from another mother, none other than Bergen Paris himself. Also to Judge, now Bergen Paris, he is the chief moderator. But guess what? The dynamic duo is right there with him. I'm talking about none other than my fam, Josh and Penny. And hey, I love them. I love you guys. I love my whole family. All of you in the chat room, you are dear to my heart, and I'm so honored to be able to come here and to share the word of the Most High with you. Also, we've got Anime OG TV in the house. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. As well, we have my brother George Evans. My brother George Evans. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. As well, we have, all right, we've got AC Basilius, I'm sorry, Basilius. I jacked it up like completely. I'm so sorry, I butchered that. Hey, AC Basilius, thank you for being with us as well. We're going to go down. We see others are here as well. And yeah, Soprano Jesse is in the house. Soprano Jesse is in the house. And also, my brother Timothy O'Haver is here, right? And who else? And so, oh my goodness, the title is as testing. What? Oh my goodness. Okay. We're going to have to change. We had to change that, y'all. I know what happened. I know what happened there. There was a mistake made, but hey, nonetheless, we will go ahead and we will change it. I thought it said in Facebook. You know what? It must have done something different in Facebook. But hey, we're going to go ahead and we're going to, let's see here. I'm just going to refresh this. I'm going to check it out here. So peace and blessings to each and every one of you. And I want to, yeah, it does say testing, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the post right here in Facebook. Yep. And I'm going to see if, yeah, there we go. Okay, so now I've changed it in Facebook, and I'm going to see if I can change it in YouTube as well, okay? I'm going to see if I can change it in YouTube. I just changed it in Facebook. Let me go to the YouTube channel. I'm going to see if I can change it there. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. And, you know, I want to get into this topic at hand. We want to talk about some things, and yeah. Okay, so now, okay, it is correct now. It's correct all the way around. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going to start this thing. I want to say that all of you are, you know, you are servants of the Most High, and all of us, we come from a particular background and place, but you know what? We are here now. We are led to be here. We're brought here by the Most High. And I want to say that I am very pleased that I'm here serving the Most High with you the best that we possibly can. None of us are perfect. Nope, not even you, okay? You are not perfect, even though, you know, so many times we are hard on each other, right? But hey, none of us are perfect. We're each trying to learn and grow as we go. But we're so thankful that we're taking the steps necessary for us to do what we need to do. So, hey, I don't know. Listen, you know the rules. Those of you that have been here before, if there's a question for me, if you want me to recognize it, then you have to put at my name, which is Malkia, or you could say at More, whichever you want to do. Please do that. Otherwise, I'm going to think that it is a comment for someone else in the chat room. And I want to say as well, with these things being so, sometimes it's difficult for me to actually see your comment. If you have a question and it hasn't been answered or addressed, and you know, in a couple of minutes, and hey, then I'm asking that you repost it, right? If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and smash that like button, punish that like button, and then go ahead and subscribe and do the bell thing. And hey, make sure, hey, that you are there, right? Every time we do something new, every time we hop on, you will be notified, all right? Well, peace and blessings to you. What we're going to do is, I don't see any questions pointed at me. Therefore, hey, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into the topic at hand. Right after we have just a little bit, I mean just a little bit of a station ID coming up right here, our sponsor, Navi Bayit University.
Hi, I'm Melchior Uriel, and I'm so delighted to meet you. I'm glad that you stopped by. I'm glad that you're curious, and I'm glad that you clicked on the video.
All right, peace and blessings to you, fam. Hey, also giving shouts out to my brother Adrian and also to Yaol, Cerebral Assassin. Man, what a handle, right? Hey, peace and blessings to you all. Glad that you are here. And yes, the correct, wow, man, I keep having to change this. I keep having to change this number. I'm going to go ahead and change it again, but it is correct. It is definitely correct in the chat room here. If you want to call in, the call-in line is open, and you can call in at any time, right? Let me just find this, and let me change this. Because, man, I tell you, I don't know why it keeps reverting back to, the wrong number, but hey, nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and change it. With that in mind, I want to say, let's see here. Okay, there we go. I think this is the one right here. All right, so let me do this. All right, Yahoo Yisrael is here. All right, glad that you're here, my brother. Are you all blessed in the Most High? How are you all doing? Let me hear from you all today, huh? How are you all doing? Are you blessed of the Most High? Are you blessed of the Most High? I want to hear from you. I want to know that you're doing good, but let me do this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change this, but guess what? Hey, here comes another commercial coming your way, and we'll be right back, and we're going to get into the lesson, all right? We will get into the lesson in just a few.
Hi, I'm Melchior Uriel, and I'm excited to offer you a brand new course at Navi Bayit Academy. One of the first courses that we're developing at Navi Bayit Academy, and we're welcoming you. It's called the Hebrew Memorization Course, and perhaps you've been reading some Hebrew reference materials, and you note that the paragraphs are numbered by the Hebrew alphabet, as well as the verses. And you're wondering, well, how do I know which is which? If I want to go to a particular paragraph, how do I do that? You may also be wondering, well, how do I memorize the 10 Commandments? I want to be able to memorize the 10 Commandments and know them frontwards and back and be able to recall them in order and to know which commandment is which. As well as the Hebrew alphabet. I want to know the Hebrew alphabet and their numerical values from 1 to 400. I'm here to tell you that you can do that now. Now there is a course here at Navi Bayit Academy where you will memorize the Hebrew alphabet from 1 to 22 and their numerical values from 1 to 400, as well as the 10 Commandments. All anyone will be able to have to do is to just either speak the number or the Hebrew alphabet, and you will be able to recall it. It's as simple as thinking of a number like 19, and 19 in the Hebrew alphabet is Qaf, which its numerical value is 100, and its paleographic Hebrew symbol is that of the horizon. Let's say 3, right? Just a random number. 3 in the Hebrew alphabet is Gimel, and its paleographic Hebrew symbol is that of the foot, and also its number is 3. But guess what? Since it's 1 through 10, number 3 would represent the third commandment of the 10 Commandments, which is, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Well, how am I able to do that? I'm able to do that because I've been using this system for some time now, and I'm willing to offer to you through this course at Navi Bayit Academy. That's right. You can take your time. If it takes you a week, if it takes you a month, if it takes you 2 years, it's up to you to just study at your own pace. The only thing we ask you to do is just to dig in with us. And I'll even let you in on a secret. You can start the course for free. So thank you very much, and we can't wait to see you on the other side.
All right, peace and blessings. All right, we got it corrected. Please understand that the phone line is open. Yes, you don't have to wait for an invitation. It's open. This is a conversation between you and I. That's why this is Shabbat morning coffee. I've got my favorite green coffee cup here just because it does what it does. Yes, and I hope that you've got whatever it is that you've got. You've got some tea, you have some coffee, you have some water, whatever it is. Let's sit down and let us talk and let us reason together. As the Most High said, he said, you know what, Israel? We don't see eye to eye, but you know what? Bring your intellect to the table and let us reason together, okay? And he says, by the way, though your sins be as scarlet, yes, we're going to make sure that we clean those up. We're going to deal with the issue at hand. So, hey, it is in that spirit of love and that spirit of concern that we come together. We're reminded by Leviticus 19 that we are not to bear grudges against our brothers in our hearts. We're not allowed to hate our brothers. Therefore, we do not approach each other with hate. We do not approach each other, right, with any kind of malicious intent. That is reserved for the enemy, right? That's reserved for our enemies. We do not use our energy of warfare and cunning and skill against one another. This is what the enemy desires. And so we're going to be talking about something today that I feel is very pertinent and very appropriate for where we are right now. So looking at the scriptures, there's one thing that I simply want to get into. Now, listen, for those of you that are here in this channel, on this channel, you know where we stand when it comes to the word of the Most High. You know where we stand when it comes to the scriptures. We stand upon the word of the Most High, which is not the Christian New Testament. For those of you that do not know why we have this foundation and why we stand upon this particular stance, it is simply because of what even the Christian Messiah, what the Messiah of the New Testament has said. Those that believe that he is Yah in the flesh, I serve you with his words. And maybe it's been a minute since I've gone over this, and I'll go over it again because, again, I want you, family, to be able to actually address this and share this with others. If you have not memorized this by now, please, by all means, write it down in your notes and memorize it. This is Luke, yes, this is Luke 24 and 42. And I'm sorry, 24 and 44, it reads, and he, meaning Yeshua ben Yosef, said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled. All things must be fulfilled, which were written in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts, Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians. No. No, it doesn't say that, does it? No. It says all things must be fulfilled which were written. Okay? All things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moshe and in the prophets and in the Ketuvim or the Psalms, right? He says all of these things must be fulfilled. Now, he said here that it is the Torah, which is the T in Tanakh, and the prophets, which is the N in Tanakh, and as well as the Psalms, which is the Ketuvim, which is the K or Q sound in Tanakh, basically is saying is that all things must be fulfilled or done or acted upon, or they must come to pass, which are written in the law of Moshe. He does not say at all that there is a Christian New Testament. He does not say at all that there's coming another book, another set of books, but rather what he says is what must be fulfilled and what is slated to come to pass is all of that that's written in the Tanakh. Now, he also says in verse number 45, then opened he their understanding that they might understand the scriptures. So even Yeshua ben Yosef, even though they put a lie in his mouth right here in the latter part of verse number 44, this is a lie because there is no place where you can go into the into the Tanakh. There's no place where anyone can go, including the Christian. No one can go into the Tanakh and find me the name of Yeshua ben Yosef. No one can find me the name of Yeshua. No one can find me Yeshua HaMashiach. No one can find that at all. And I say this purposely. I say this flat-footedly because the Most High has shown in the past that he is not afraid to name his messiahs. He is not afraid to show his messiahs and his holy ones to the world. Somehow we've been led to believe that the Most High, somehow when it comes to his Messiah, that basically he's going to hide him. It has to be a mystery, right? It's almost like that psychological shell game. Is it this person? Is it this person? Oh, and you go like this and you go like that. Now, hey, which one is it? The Most High would not allow us to have something so important to our salvation and to us as a nation of people and to what he is doing. He would not have us be playing a guessing game when it comes to something so important. Please understand the heart. Please understand the character and the way that the Most High has demonstrated that he operates when it comes to something that is important. The Most High will tell you in advance so that when you get to that point and you need that, yes, then you will have it, then you will already know it, okay? The Most High does not leave it up to chance. He does not hide the name of his messiahs. Rather, he speaks the name of his messiahs. But this is a lie because there is no place in the Tanakh where it is written that you will find there Yeshua ben Yosef, right? And the Most High does name his messiahs. Well, where did he name a messiah? Well, okay, fine. We'll go to Isaiah 45, and many of you know this, but Isaiah 45 and 1, it reads, "Thus says Yahweh to his anointed," okay, to his Mashiach. You want to see it in Hebrew? I'll show you in Hebrew right here. He says, Le Mashiach, which is his Messiah, Le Mashiach, look at this, La Kuresh, this is Cyrus. Le Koresh, this is Cyrus right here, to Cyrus. He's naming Cyrus as his Messiah. That being the case, we see here that the Most High is not afraid. He is not hiding who his holy ones are. He is not hiding his holy ones, right? But rather, he wants you to know who his holy ones are. He wants you to know who his people are. He wants you to know who he has anointed. And notice what he says here. Notice what he says here. This is Yirmiyahu 30. Okay? Shloshim wa Shabbat. This is 30 and 7. Yirmiyahu 30 and 7. It reads, look at here. And this is, by the way, let me start at 7 because this is definitely an end time prophecy. Notice what it reads. Alas, for the day is great, so that there is none like it. It is even a time of Yaakov's trouble. Listen, don't think that this is something to come. You've already been in this, right? You're just coming out of it. We've already been in Jacob's trouble. But notice what it reads, but he shall be saved out of it. Hallelujah. Yaakov shall be saved out of it. For it shall come to pass in that day, meaning that this is futuristic, meaning that it had not come to pass as of yet. So therefore, this is an end time prophecy. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yah Sabaoth, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of you. You shall no longer be the consumers of the world's economy. You shall no longer be those that are taken advantage of. Nope. But they shall serve Yah, their Elohim, and Dawid, their king. Whom I will raise up unto them. Here, Dawid Hamelech is named to be the king in the last days, or the messianic one that is coming to rule. So I've proven to you beyond the shadow of a doubt that the Most High is not afraid. He is not ashamed of who his holy ones are, who those that he has named as a Messiah, which, by the way, Messiah simply means to have oil, to be anointed with oil, to have oil smeared upon your noggin by someone that is of a priestly order, or someone that is delegated by the Most High to do so, to elevate you to a particular position, to make you to be notable and pulled out and set aside and holy unto the Most High as one that he has anointed, right? But the Most High wants you to know who that is. He doesn't hide this person under a bush or under a bushel, but rather he displays them to the world. So when you take a look at it, there is no way that we could have someone hiding in the bush, and you got to guess, and you got to scratch, and you got to listen. At no point in time do you read in the Christian New Testament where Yeshua ben Yosef was smeared by oil, where he was anointed by oil, not by anyone at any stretch of the imagination. You don't even see in the Christian New Testament where he ruled. He didn't even rule. He was, listen, he was a itinerant teacher or a moray. Some say he was a Pharisee, but guess what? He went around teaching, period and point blank. He did not do the 5 things that are written that the Messiah of the Most High would do. He did not unify Israel. He did not rebuild the temple. He did not reestablish sacrifices. He did not do a sacrifice for him and for his progeny or his sons, his biological seed, his zerot, his seed, right, his zerah. He did not do that, okay? Also, he did not rid Israel of all of their enemies, right? And he did not bring world peace. These are things that the Messiah, the anointed one of the Most High, will do. And I know, Christians of the New Testament, they say, well, he gonna do that when he come back. Well, there is no way that, listen, there's no way that we have a right biblically or even logically to assume that he's going to do it when he comes back, because there is no place in the scriptures where the Most High said, hey, he's going to be like a boomerang. He's going to be there, but then guess what? He going, you know what I mean? He going to disappear for 2,000 years or even more than that. He going to disappear, right? And then boom, he going to come back and yeah, he going to come back and he going to do it then. No. How would you like if I said, if you work for me for 2 weeks, I'm going to give you $2,000, right? You work that you work that 2 weeks, right? And then all of a sudden I'm gone. Poof. You don't see me anymore, right? And you're waiting. Decade after decade, you're waiting, right? Would you feel as if I cheated you? Would you feel as if I was wrong? Would you feel as if I got over on you? Would you feel as if, you were had, you were took, you were led astray, you were bamboozled? Yes, you would. Why? Because no one is said to operate that way. The Most High said in his word that when someone gives you a pledge and you're supposed to give it back to them, don't let the sun go down without you giving them back what you promised that you would give them. If this is what the Most High said concerning us, then of course he also, when he says, be holy for I am holy, then he also stands in the same place saying, I'm going to do the same thing, which means he doesn't wait. Right? He does not wait. He does not have to wait, right? He does not have to wait. If he was going to do it, he would not wait, but he would just let her rip. But guess what? That hasn't happened. So the Most High is not ashamed. He's not hiding his messiahs. Excuse me. He's not hiding his messiahs, but rather he will show you exactly who he's talking about. Let me hop into the chat room. So listen, all of that is just simply to say, we follow the Tanakh. We are Tanakh only, even because of the words of your Yeshua ben Yosef, who many who are Messianic and those who are Christians who feel is, quote unquote, the Messiah, or some even feel that he is Yah in the flesh, which is blasphemy. So when we take a look then, we understand that this Messiah of the New Testament, this whole New Testament is not sanctioned by the Most High. It is not what the Most High said would happen. This basically is the invention of men. I don't want to necessarily have to rehearse what it reads in Maccabees, but it says basically that the heathen have been always desiring to get their hands on our Torah so that they might manipulate it. And for those of you that don't know, after the days of 175 the BCE, yes, they did get their hands on the Torah, and they forbade us. They forbade the Hebrews to actually take the Torah in hand and follow it. They were killing our people for following the Torah. Well, why am I saying that? I'm saying that is because they got their hands on our Torah, they tore it apart piece by piece, and they found out how to manipulate us as a people by taking just enough of the Tanakh and the prophecies, but then twisting it over to their advantage and saying, well, we're going to give them a Messiah that doesn't fight. We're going to give them a Messiah that's no more than a sisky. We're going to give them a hippie on a stick, and we're going to make sure that this so-called Messiah is passive and weak, and we're going to put in his mouth that, yes, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Yeah, go ahead. And by the way, when they want you to walk a mile with them, hey, you walk 2 miles because you're doing the will of God when you help these wicked people. Well, see, they put that in the mouth of Yeshua ben Yosef, right? Even have him saying, when someone slaps you on the cheek, turn the other one and beg for more. Please, please give me more of that because I'm serving God. Go ahead, slap me again because I'm serving the Most High. No. This is foolishness. And then they top it off. The icing on the cake is resist not evil. Don't make me cuss up in here on Shabbat. Resist not evil? Are you kidding me? And then they have the nerve, they have the audacity to put in Romans that we are to obey this heathenistic government because they're there, and in that place of governing you, they're ministers of the Most High. So when you obey them, oh, you are serving the most. Listen, you talk about a psychological operation on the minds of the Hebrew. You talk about giving us the okie doke. You talk about fooling us and tricking us and deceiving us with our own spirituality and with our own truth. It has happened right in front of our eyes. And the Christian New Testament, it's hook, line, and sinker. It is the number one document, the number one tool of propaganda that's been used to completely turn over the Hebrew nation, to turn us over as a people, and to bring about a deeper and greater dimension and foundation of Hellenism rather than the culture that the Most High said that we are to have. So there is no way that this is true. We will use the words of the Most High, which is found in the Tanakh. Let me just take a break here and see what you all are saying in the chat room. Let's go in real quick. Looking at the chat room, let's see. All right, I see nothing pointed. Hey, D-Lo is in the house. Peace and blessings to you, D-Lo. Yeah. Peace and blessings, D-Lo. Anime OG TV says, if Yeshua was real and said what was written in the New Testament, he would have never been crucified. He would have been stoned. Okay? The whole crucifixion thing, of course, that again, it is because of Roman intervention, okay? Yeah, no, I agree with you, Anime OG. He says, it's absolutely crazy how Christians call everyone out as being pagan and believing lies, and yet their New Testament is full of lies and contradictions. Yes, it is. I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. All right. I'm just taking a look here. I don't see anything addressed to me, so I'm going to keep it moving. Let's go ahead and keep it moving, because what we're talking about, by the way, peace and blessings to you, Pamela. Glad that you popped in. Glad that you're here. Shabbat shalom to you. Yeah. So, hey, let's go ahead and talk about it, right? Let's go ahead and listen. We stand flat-footedly upon the Tanakh. We stand flat-footedly upon the Hebrew Bible, whichever you want to call it. The original Hebrew Bible, it is not the same as the Christian Old Testament. The Christian Old Testament, it has been divisively divided and restructured so that it would give the New Testament a slam dunk. They end with Malachi, and they end with the one that is supposed to come before that day of the Lord, and they then put John the Baptist. They orchestrated this as if this was a play. They orchestrated this as if this was a scene or a group of scenes in a play, and so they set it up, right, so that they would then have a Christian New Testament that is supposedly the fulfillment of the Hebrew Bible. But we know that this is not true. Why do we know that this is not true? Well, my brother Anime OG kind of let the cat out the bag. It's because the Christian New Testament has so many contradictions and lies in it that it's actually bewitched us as a people. It has just enough of the Hebrew element to seem like it's our stuff, but then just enough paganism and Hellenism, right, to be foreign to us and for us to think that the Most High is doing a new thing, right? Isn't it convenient that the number one government of that particular day, that occupying force, that colonizing force, came into Jerusalem and they were spreading the Greco-Roman culture, right? They were spreading Hellenism. And it just so happened that in the book of Romans, it reads that you are to obey the government, right? Which just so happened to be Roman. Is that a coinky-dink? Is that a coinky-dink? Well, hey, it definitely is full of lies. It's definitely is full of twisting. It is definitely not the truth. Well, we have a right, okay? We have a right to stand upon the words of the Most High. We have a right to make sure that when it comes to the word, that we understand that what our Elohim says, it is forever. Let's go here for a second. Notice what it reads. Notice what it's read right here in Isaiah 40:8. Guess what? The grass withers and the flower fades. Yes, it does. But the word of our Elohim shall stand forever, which means nothing has been done away with. Nothing in the Tanakh has been done away with. Nothing in the covenant has been done away with. Prove that by the scriptures. Okay, fine. If you want me to prove it by the scriptures, I will. That nothing of the covenant of the Most High has been done away with. Look at what it reads here in Psalms 89:34. My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that has gone out of my lips. I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to, listen, I'm not going to suddenly give you a different plan of salvation when I've already given you the plan of salvation, which is forever, right? And that plan of salvation is simply this, that no one needs to die for your sins. No one needs to die for your sins, but every man shall die for his own sins. Look at what it reads here in Deuteronomy 24:16. Okay? The father shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for their fathers, neither shall mankind be put to death or sentenced to death because Adam ate the apple, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers, but the fathers shall not be put to death for the children, neither the children shall be put to death for the fathers. Every man, look at that, every man, everybody, every man shall be put to death for his own sins. That means you're going to have to stand for your own transgressions and your own sins. And I know, many Christians say, well, you know, we have JC as our eternal propitiation. He is our sacrifice. But wait a minute. I want to ask a question. Just before we get into our lesson, I want to ask a question. If he is your righteousness and he is your substitute, right, and your righteousness is of him, then why does Paul say in 2 Corinthians that you're yet going to have to stand before the judgment seat of the Most High and give an account of your actions? If your actions are in Christ and he is your righteousness, listen, it's a mind game. You have been fooled. You have been led astray. You have been run amok. You have been deceived. Right? You have been deceived because it just does not make sense. You say that he is your righteousness and, you know, he is keeping the law for you. But then you're going to have to stand before the judgment seat of the Most High and give an account for your actions. That does not make sense. I don't care how you twist it. I don't care how you try to make sense of it. That does not make sense. Okay? So, I don't know why, you know, and I get it. I too was brought up in Christianity. I was too, right. But when it comes to waking up and your eyes being open and you finally seeing that there is no way that that can be true. Listen, I'm gonna go here real quick, and then guess what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let it alone, okay? I'm gonna cut, because I can get too wound up in this, and I can start talking about this and not quit. But I want to show you something. And by the way, this is a part of the Christian challenge. Okay. This is a part of the Christian challenge. But hold on, just before I go there, I just want to show you this. This is why it doesn't make sense to me. Okay. It says, "For we all must appear before the judgment seat right, of JC, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that which he hath done, not what you believed unto. See, they told you, all you got to do is believe. Just believe. Just believe. That's all you got. But you're going to be judged based upon what you've done, whether good or bad. So where is him standing for you and living the law for you, and him keeping the feast for you, and him, doing everything for you? You shouldn't have to stand judgment if he is your righteousness and you're doing the right thing in him. Man, this I'm sorry, it is just absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. There's no way that you should have to stand and be judged if he is the fulfillment of everything. You should just be able to go into heaven scot-free, right? You've been led astray. But that's okay. That's okay. We are a people with arms open. We accept those that follow the law, statutes, and the commandments of the Most High, those that obey him. We are a community of people. We are a nation of people. And so let's talk about it. How can we join together as a nation of people? Let's talk about it, okay? Let me just take a moment here real quick. I'm just going to double check one more time. All right. And I'm just checking to see if there's anything addressed to me, and there is not. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's continue with what we're talking about here, which is, yes, us being able to join together, right? Yeah. Delo says, the original canon for the New Testament was by Marcion, a follower of Paul, aka Philo, who taught that Yah wasn't the Most High, but an evil demiurge. So true. High fives for everyone. That is the truth, right? And see, they will hide as much as they can about Marcion. They will hide as much as they possibly can. It is, listen, the only things that you can find about Marcion are mostly quotes from so-called early church fathers who actually don't give you everything that Marcion did, but they refute. And so it is in their refutations, if you will, that they actually tell you what this Marcion did. Now, Marcion, who is also suspect, he is a rich merchant, okay? And in the first century, here he is. He has money. He is rich, right? He is a Hellenist. He is a pagan. But he takes this message and he begins to say that the Elohim of the so-called Old Testament, the Elohim of the Tanakh is not the father of Yeshua ben Yosef, that that he has a different father and a different God, and this is a God of grace and a God of peace and a God of love. And so they don't understand that the Most High already said that he was full of compassion and love and grace and mercy, and that he watches over his children to the third, not just the third and the fourth generation, but we have a guarantee. Okay, we have a guarantee for basically that is endless, right? From generation to generation, right? That is endless. It is perpetual. So Marcion is definitely a suspect in this whodunit. He actually did bring about the first New Testament, and he is basically a lot of what he was putting forth has actually stuck with the church unto this day. So when we take a look here, let's see, there's two questions. Hold on, let me find the two questions. Do I see the two questions? I see a statement. Oh, from Yirmiyahu. One question is, he says, have you heard or seen some New Testament Israelites say the world is going to end when the eclipse comes? Yes. And I guarantee you that on the next morning when everybody wakes up, I guarantee you that on the next morning when everybody wakes up, they're going to change their doctrine, they're going to change their mind, and they're going to have another revelation. And it's going to be, well, okay, well, listen. Um, yeah, the world is not going to end. There's not going to be a rapture, right? Mark my words, okay? And let me also say something else here. People will look at me and say, she, you don't believe, you don't even believe, you don't believe in JC, and you don't believe there's a rapture. Okay, I'm tempted to quote Whitney Houston here, but I mean, no, I don't, right? But here's the thing. If you truly know the Most High, you will understand something about him, that he is not an individual that's ruled by hyper faith. In other words, there are places in the Tanakh where he says that I'm going to move and I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and then you will believe, and then you will know, and then you will know that I am Yahweh. You may not know it now. I have a promise that I made to your forefathers, and I'm going to keep that promise no matter what your condition is. I'm going to keep my promise, and then you're going to know that I am the Most High. Then you're going to know that it is for real. Then you're going to know. But it is the Christian New Testament that tells you, you got to believe, you got to believe. You just got to believe our message, even though it defies logic. You got to believe our message, even though it defies, the reasonings of man. And they want you to just, look, they want you to believe just simply out of believing for faith's sake, because they have nothing else to stand on. You have to believe Paul's revelation, which, by the way, was his revelation. Okay, so I have heard some saying that, yeah, that it's going to happen, when the eclipse comes, it's going to be the end of the world. No, it's not going to be the end of the world, okay? One, the scripture says that the earth abideth forever. The earth is not going anywhere. Now, there are some systems that the Most High has slated, okay? There is judgment coming upon the nations. You better believe. You better believe. There are judgments coming upon the nation, but it's not going to be the end of the world. Okay? It's not going to be the end. It may be the end of the world of the wicked. But remember what we read. The Most High said that, yes, that in this time of Yaakov's trouble, Yaakov shall be delivered out of it. Now, let me stop right there and let me just say this. Why does he say Yaakov instead of Israel? Ask yourself the question, why did the Most High say Yaakov instead of Israel, right? Because there are many promises to Israel. But notice what it reads. It says, Yaakov shall be saved out of it. Where did I read that? Where do we see that? Where do we read that? We read that in Yirmiyahu, Jeremiah. Yep. Read that in Jeremiah, the 30th chapter. And yes, we read it in 37 through 9. 30 and 7 through 9. So with that being the case, let's go ahead and we're going to go back there. Let me find that in the scriptures. Okay, let me pull it up. All right. Notice what it reads here real quick. It says that Yaakov, it's the day of Yaakov's trouble, right? But he, Yaakov, he shall be saved out of it. Notice what it reads. It is a time of Yaakov's trouble, and he, meaning Yaakov, shall be saved out of it. And again, I ask, why did the Most High say Yaakov here, and why didn't he say Israel? Okay. It's because Yaakov is always associated with the part of Israel that needs help, that needs the deliverance, that needs to fully understand, that needs to change their ways, that need to come out of what they've been doing. And we need to understand that these are people, right, that are the imperfect ones. This is Yaakov. This is the one that's still the trickster. This is the one that still needs to grow up spiritually. This is Yaakov, okay? This is the one that had his brothers healed. This is the one, he is the supplanter, the trickster. And so the Most High says, you know what? Even my people that are imperfect, you're going to be saved out of it. Hallelujah. You're going to be saved out of it because you do belong to me, right? And I have a promise unto my people. You are my people, so you're going to be saved out of it, okay? And notice what it reads here again. In that day, right, then we're going to serve Yah and their king, right? We're going to serve him. So apparently before that day, we of Yah, there's some of us that weren't serving him. Excuse me. There's some of us that was not serving him, but we will in that day. So that tells you that the Most High, he does not demand hyper faith and, oh, you got to believe in this Messiah, you got to believe in this you can't find in the Tanakh anywhere where the Most High said you must believe in this person in order to be saved. He never said that. He never said that your salvation is contingent upon you believing in a man. Rather, he said, don't put your trust in man, right? I believe it's in Jeremiah, the 17th chapter. Don't put your trust in man. I believe like 17, 14, something like that. He said, do not put your trust in man. Don't do it. For if you put your trust in man, hey, it's going to be sad for you because the Most High is going to be against you, right? So let's just go ahead, and we haven't even begun to scratch the surface of what we're going to be talking about. Well, let's go ahead and talk about this, and let's talk about how we can come together as a people, and we can come together and finally be recognized, okay? Now, I'm going to say this, and I want you to understand what I'm saying. I know full well that we can only do so much, but the ultimate unification of us as a people and the deliverance of us as a people, okay, it is going to come from the Most High, right? It's going to come from the Most High. But please understand, in everything that the Most High has done, there's always been a period of preparation, right? Even before Shabbat, what did you have? You had a day of preparation. You had a time where you prepared, where you cooked. And the Most High always gives us a time of preparation, and he tells you in advance. He tells you beforehand. He tells you in advance so that you will understand what you are to do once you get there, okay? He does not wait for that moment and then tell you what to do and be like, hurry up, make these changes. No. And let's prove that by the scriptures. Notice what it reads here in Deuteronomy 4:1. Now therefore hearken or hear, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgment, which I teach you for to do them, that ye may live and go in and possess. So we keep the statutes and the judgments and the commandments of the Most High so that we might live long enough to transition into the land of promise and possess the land which the Most High is giving unto us, that he promised unto our fathers. In other words, we are keeping the commands so that we might live long enough, right, to experience the blessings of the Most High. Notice what it reads in verse number 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yah, Elohim, commanded me, that ye should do so in the land where ye go to possess it. Okay? So they were to start then to keep the commandments and to understand the commandments, so that when they go in, they would continue to keep the commandments, okay? And then they would be blessed. This is the way that the Most High operates. He always prepares you ahead of time, okay? He prepares you ahead of time, and in plenty of time, he gives you plenty of time for you to do what you need to do, okay? So notice what else we read here. It says, behold, I have taught you these statutes, right? Verse number 6, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is so great? What nation is there so great who has Elohim so nigh unto them as Yah Eloheinu is in all things that we call upon for him? And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before thee this day? Now, let me just go ahead and say this real quick. Looking at this, we understand that we are to keep the commandments that is able to help us transition from where we are now into where the Most High is taking us. I'll say that again. We keep the law, statutes, and the commandments because it has the power to preserve us as we transition from wherever we are now and to go into what the Most High has for us. The laws, statutes, and the commandments of the Most High have built into them preservation, understanding, wisdom, protection. It will take you from where you are right now in whatever condition you are in. It will take you from wherever you are and bring you into the place where the Most High is leading you. I love it because this is one reason why they were against the law of the Most High, because it would allow us to transition. It would allow us to metamorph, if you will, as a people and become whatever is necessary. And so the Most High has given us something that is very powerful that the nations have hated, which is why they've tried to get their hands on it, which is why they've tried to manipulate it and so forth and so on. And with the Christian New Testament, they have succeeded. Well, let's do this as we talk about this particular subject. I've got a number of scriptures, okay? I've got a number of scriptures that I feel like we should talk about, okay? But one of the things I want to talk with you about deals with how we as a people, how we have been manipulated, how we have been basically done wrong, okay? And how we have, how can I say this? Because of Hellenism, man, like he keep talking about Hellenism. What is Hellenism, and why did he keep talking about it? Okay, let me give you the backdrop real quick. In fact, let me start here. Let me start here. We'll even start with scripture. How about that? We're gonna go to a familiar passage of scripture. Okay. Now let me just start right here. Here we go. It reads, "Thus says Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen." Okay? Learn not the way of the heathen. Now, this is point blank and period. Then he says, "And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed by them." Okay? "For the customs of the people are vain." So the Most High says, don't learn the way of the heathen, right? Which tells us that there is a level of Hebraic purity. There's a level of Hebraic purity that we are to embrace and keep, okay? This is a major point that I'm making that I feel that we need to do. We need, as a people, in order for us to come together, we're going to have to pull ourselves away from the cultural webs that this society has spun for us, where they want us to be like them. And where did that begin? Where did the mandate for us to be like them begin? It began when we as a people began to lust after the other cultures and lust after what it was that they wanted for us. And it began with our exiles. Only when we were allowed to be ourselves and be in our protected space, it is then that we thrived. Please hear me when I say this. It is then that we thrived. It is then that we thrived, okay? When we began to mix with other peoples. Now, I understand what people say, well, no, you see, we learn from other cultures and other cultures. I'm saying as a people before the Most High. I'm not saying that there weren't other cultures that had inventions and did so forth and so on. I'm saying that when we began to take on other cultures, we began to dilute who we were and be less of who the Most High was calling us to be, and we began to be more like them. Let me show you something about our history and what happened when Alexander the Greek, after he had conquered the known kingdoms of the world, okay? Let's talk about some things there, because in this is our demise. Our being lent out and our being seduced by other cultures is the point that I'm making. Israel remained a tributary state under Persian rule until Alexander of Macedon, Alexander the Greek, conquered Persia and Egypt. Okay, now this is a time when there was one of the first New World Orders. Okay, this New World Order, and by the way, that is not anything new. There were New World Orders that have happened even in farther back in time, but in this particular New World Order, violence became the currency of success, okay, and leadership and rule rather than wisdom. Okay? Violence became the currency of leadership, okay, and success rather than wisdom. And in this, we notice that when Alexander the Greek conquered Persia and Egypt, transferring Israel into Greek possession in 322 BCE, Israel would soon experience the Seleucid Empire. The Seleucid were a group of, basically, a group of Greek kings, right? And they had an empire, right? And they would go through a spiritual and religious and national and social tragedy, all under the guise of subjugation. You're going to do what we say. You're going to follow what we say, okay? And you're going to be subjugated, okay? The Seleucid Empire was a major center of Hellenistic culture, okay, privileging Greek customs. By the way, you still see this today. Right now, when you take a look at it, okay, there are many, listen, I see this, it's in the arts, it's in just about everywhere, where they always put either a reference to, like for instance, I was reading something and it had nothing to do with anything Greek, but they brought up, you know, the Greek this and the Greek that. And it's like they always find a way to reinstill this current of Hellenism. Listen, this is the same. Okay, there is no thing new under the sun, right? This is the thing that has been happening. It began in 322 BCE, and it is still happening. And many of us are still mesmerized, and we're still head over heels for this Hellenistic culture. Many of us are. So in the Seleucid Empire, there was a major Hellenistic culture that privileged the Greek customs, right? And the language, while generally tolerating the wide variety of local traditions. So in other words, notice what it says here. They were tolerating the local or the original culture. They were tolerating the original culture, but they were privileging, do you see this? They gave privileges to the Greek customs, right, while tolerating the original. Do we see the game that's being played right in front of us? Do we see the game? Do we see it? Do we see that, listen, oh my goodness, there is a cultural war that's really going on. It's a war just not against not only culture, but it's a war with the word of the Most High and the way that the word of the Most High has told us to live. They say, no, you're going to do it this way. Why? Because this is our culture. If you go back and you do research, ask yourself the question, what is the origin and the history behind agape love, which really meant the love between an adult male and a child? Oh my goodness, you talk about sick. This is the original foundation of agape, but they put that in the Christian New Testament as something that's meant to be great and wonderful. And then you wonder why there's so much sexual scandal in the Catholic Church, and you wonder why there's so much scandal, period, in the churches, where the same thing has been discovered, where the pastor was either, you know, hunting little boys, okay, or sleeping around with women or men, for crying out loud. I'm telling you, this is nothing. There's nothing new under the sun, and this has been going on, and it's a part of that culture. Why do you think they're pushing this agenda? Why do you think they're pushing this agenda? Because it is a part of Hellenism, right? It's a part of Hellenism. It's a part of their culture. Okay. So let's take a look. Let's take a look here once again and just see Notice that they're privileging the Greek customs while they are tolerating the original culture of the people. Okay? And they're tolerating, they're being nice, right? They're being nice and they're tolerating. And you think that because they're smiling at you, you think they like you, you think that your culture is, that they have honor and respect for your culture. There is a plan that says, you know what, we're going to privilege and we're going to honor Hellenistic culture, okay? Or the way that the Greeks do it. We're going to honor that, but you know what, those Hebrews, nah. We're going to make them think that they're all right with us, and we're going to tolerate that, right? But we're just going to edge that out, okay? So what it reads here is that while an urban Greek elite formed the dominant political class, okay? So the Greeks formed the dominant political class, just like it is today in our politics, and was reinforced by steady immigration from Greece. Oh boy, we see what they're doing. We see what they're doing. There's nothing new under the sun. There's talk now about immigration. Immigrants. Oh, they're bringing immigrants in. Once again, you got to understand, who are they allowing into the country and why are they allowing these people into the country? It's because they're yet fulfilling their agenda. We're thinking that it's something else. They Do you know what they call the battlefield? Theater. They call the battlefield a theater. Isn't that interesting? What happens in theaters? Isn't that where plays go on? Isn't that where acting goes on, right? So I don't want to get into the, into everything. However, please understand that it's right here, right in front of us. History tells us what's going to happen in the future. Okay? They began to immigrate individuals that have this culture, right? And this is how they continue to dominate. So what's happening today in the United States? Which is why, notice, which is why they fight certain immigrants coming into the country, but not all immigrants. Okay? What did your boy Trump say? Why are they coming over here from these S-hole countries? There's certain people that they want and certain people that they don't want. Why? Because it's the same agenda that's happening all over again. So in order for us to be a people, there has to be a coming together, if you will, and an understanding that we must honor our own culture as it is written in the Tanakh. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We must honor the culture, the words. We must honor what the Most High has told us. We must honor our way of doing things above and beyond any other people, any other way. We must honor what it is that the Most High has given us to do. Okay? And I really need to stress that. I really need to stress that, okay? We need to honor what the Most High has given us by way of culture, by way of doing things, right? And yeah, my brother Adrian, there are scripts in theater. Yeah. So, let's see, looks like there is a question here. Let me address it. Dilo says, speaking of preparation, is Elijah going to return as well and prepare the way for David? That is a very good question. It has always been my understanding that, that there would be an Elijah to come, right? He is the one that is to come. And again, the Most High said that he would raise up David Hamelech. He said that he's going to raise him up, which has overtones of resurrection, right? But as well, it could also mean, okay, Migdala. It could also mean raising up as a child. Okay, we don't know how this is going to happen, right? We know that there is a question regarding. There's going to be a little out there for those of you that are, still Christian minded, but yeah, there is a question about what we call reincarnation. Okay. Peace and blessings to Yah only Tanakh study. All right, peace and blessings to you, Yah only. There is a question about that. If you notice, Yeshua ben Yosef. Now, just as a teacher, now I'm not saying that he is. No, of course we know that he's not Yah in the flesh. We know that, but something very interesting about what the people thought of the day. Okay, something very interesting about what the people thought of the day, and let me just show you that real quick. Let me just show you. Because this is, when I saw this, I thought this was so interesting. Okay, I believe it to be, let's go here. Yeah, in the book of Matthew, just notice what they were thinking in their day, okay? And when Yeshua came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" Okay. And they said, "Some say that you're John the Baptist, who was already dead by then." Okay. Some say Elias, which was dead. And others, Jeremiah, who was dead. Or one of the prophets, who are also dead. And says unto him, and he said unto them, "But who do you say that I am?" Okay. Now we understand the fiction in this, but I just want you to understand that in that day, this is evidence that in that day they did entertain that someone could come back from the dead and live again in the life of a human being that's in front of them, and we call that incarnation. Now, is that a possibility? I think that it's a possibility. Definitely for David HaMelech. We know that Elijah was taken up, right? According to the word of the Most High, he was taken up and he could come back, he as well as Enoch. And it has been proposed that the two witnesses are going to be Enoch, who was taken, and also Eliyahu, or Elijah, which was also taken. We don't know that to be fact. We don't know that to be true. We can suspect all we want, but only the Most High knows. Okay? And that includes whether he's going to resurrect David HaMelech or he's going to bring him up again as a child. We don't know that, right? There's certain things that we don't know, and we're not going to know until the Most High does it, period and point blank, okay? That being the case, let me go back in. Let me see here. Let me see if there are any other questions addressed to me. Thank you for that, by the way. Thank you for that question. Let me go ahead and let's see. I'm looking for, okay, I don't see any other questions addressed to me. If there is one, then please, please, by all means, represent it and I will address it. So, all right. So then as we continue, let us keep it moving. And I want you to see something. So my first point, what is my first point? My first point is that we need to embrace, if you will, what the scriptures say regarding how we are to do things and even our own identity. I'm talking culture. I'm talking the way we dress, the way we eat. I'm talking about the way we move, the way that we function. This is how we began to revive ourselves as a people. It starts with these simple steps, with these baby steps. It starts with us re-embracing and getting to know our culture and doing things the way that we do it. Period and point blank. Why? Because we have become, for all practical purposes, we've become our oppressors and we have become our colonizers. Now, not to dominate, but we have become individuals that embrace the same ideologies and the same thoughts as those that colonize and those that oppress. Okay? And it reminds me, listen, I got to go here for a second. It reminds me of the character that Samuel L. Jackson played in what movie? In Django, right? I shared with you before, and I'll say it again. I was upset with him. I'm talking about upset with Samuel L. Jackson. I was upset with him for months after that scene because it showed in a nutshell the heart and character of not just how, they had manipulated the mind of this man, but he loved, even to the point of putting his life on the line, he loved the very one that he was enslaved to. I'm talking about crying with him in his arms. And I was so upset because I don't care who your captor is. I don't care who your colonizer is. It is written that he that steals a man and sells him, that individual is guilty of a crime, right? So you're going to embrace someone that's guilty of a crime. You're going to embrace someone that is guilty of stealing someone, right? And he just, I know that, what is it called? It's called, it starts with an H. Oh man, there's a syndrome. Man, it just escapes me. But anyway, it's where you fall in love with the one who has victimized you, right? You talk about psychosis. Yeah. To fall in love with the very person that has mistreated you, right? And that dogs you out and that takes advantage of you. Is it Homestead syndrome? Is it, I had it for a second. But anyway, maybe some of you can help me out with that. But there is a syndrome where individuals actually fall. Stockholm syndrome. Yes. Thank you, Timothy. Stockholm syndrome, where you fall in love with the very one that has, basically the one that has your foot on your neck, right? And it's amazing how I think that's what's happening today. By the way, peace and blessings to EJ Love in the house. Peace and blessings. And Yahoo says, I seen an Israelite teacher say that Moses in Exodus 32 was an example of a sacrificial lamb. Lies, all lies, I tell you. Let me show you why that's not true. Let's even go there, okay? Let's go to Exodus 32 and let me show you that it's actually the opposite. What? Yes, it is actually the opposite. Okay? Exodus 32. Let's go there. 32, and let's just start at verse number 30. Let's just start there. All right, so let's see it. Here we go. And it came to pass that on the morrow that Moshe said unto the people, y'all done it now. Y'all in trouble with the Most High. You done it now. And he says, and now I will go unto Yahweh, and I shall make an atonement. You see that? I shall make an atonement for your sins. Moshe tells you what he was attempting to do, or what he desired to do. So if we could say this, maybe Moshe thought that he could be a quote-unquote lamb, which of course he couldn't, right? But notice what it reads here in verse number 31. And Moshe returned unto Yahweh and said, oh boy, man, these people have really done it, ain't they? Man, they messed up. Did you see that? Yeah, they messed up. This people have sinned a great sin. And yes, there are levels of sin, and guess what? This is the greatest one, which is idolatry. But let's keep it moving. And he said that they have made them gods of gold. And then in verse number 32, Moshe says, yet now, if you will forgive their sin, and if not, blot me out, I pray thee, out of your book that you have written. In verse number 32, Moshe is trying to give himself up or sacrifice himself for the people. But if you notice here, the Most High says, guess what? I don't play like that. I don't do that. Didn't you read Deuteronomy? didn't you read Deuteronomy 24:16? Didn't you read? Didn't you read that? Didn't you read Ezekiel 18 verses 20 through 22? Didn't you read that, Moses? And Yah said unto Moshe, whosoever has sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book. Whoever has sinned against me, that's going to be the one that I target. That's going to be the one that gets blotted out of my book, not the individual, that is sinless. So there is no way that you can have Moshe as a lamb. There's no way that you can have Moshe as a lamb, right? Because this is not the way that the Most High operates. So these people that are teaching this are individuals who are actually, they are wrong, right? They are absolutely wrong. Let me go back to the chat room and see what you all are saying real quick. So when they, and you're right, they are teaching that. They're teaching that Moshe was a lamb, and so see, that's how she could also be a lamb. Again, the Most High does not operate that way. He tells you that he doesn't operate that way. Okay? He tells you and he shows you that he does not operate that way. Jay Denton in the house. Peace and blessings to you, Jay Denton. Glad that you are here. All praises to the Most High. So, let's take a look then, and let's continue in the scriptures, okay? Because as we take a look at this, we're going to understand that what is really happening at this particular point, at this particular time, right? Again, we're dealing with a fight of culture. We're dealing with cultures. We're dealing with the way that the Most High wants us to do things, as opposed to the way that those who have captured us want us to do things, okay? Please understand this. Those who have captured you and those who are basically profiting from your dysfunction, profiting from your inabilities, profiting from what you do not know, profiting from your inability to provide for yourself or to do for yourself, those who are profiting from that, one, they don't want you to learn or to grow or to know what to do, and they definitely don't want you to have your own way and your own culture, okay? They don't want you to have your own way. They don't want you to have your own culture. They don't ever want you to do that, because then it weakens their power base and they're no longer able to control you. They're no longer able, okay? They're no longer able to control you and manipulate you, okay? And that's, I mean, I don't know what else I can say, right? You have to be able to, you got to be able to understand the game, right? You got to be able to understand the game. In order to take advantage of a people, those people must cooperate. Okay? Those people have to cooperate with the game at hand. Right? So, I see us coming together as a people as we begin to honor our own ways first and foremost above every other people. That's point number one. And so I ask, are you willing to honor the ways of Israel above all other ways? Because you know what? Some people believe that the Most High is American. Are you kidding? Some people believe that the Most High is Christian. That's not true, right? The Most High is not American, and the Most High is not, yes, the Most High is not a Christian. The Most High is the Most High. All right? Let me do this, and I'm just going to hop back into... See, there's this whole thing about culture, and I'm talking about cultural imperialism, where our culture then is You know, our Greek culture is greater than your culture. Our Greek culture is better than your culture. Okay? And I just simply have to say, it bothers me. It really does. It bothers me. Right? Um, let me go back to the chat room. Okay. Um, let me go back to the chat room and see what we got here. Okay. As I take a look here, hold on here. Let me do like this. I'm gonna go like this. Let's see. Let's see. All right, I'm going to continue looking here for a moment. By the way, if you have any questions, please present them, all right? Please present them. Okay, all right. I'm trying to find something here, and I'm not able to. I guess I'm not able to find it. Right? Let me do this. My throat is kind of dry. Let me go ahead and get something to. Let me get something to drink here real quick, and then we're gonna take this. we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take this another step. All right. Let me just pause for a moment. I gotta get something to drink. We'll be right back. Okay. Here we go. Are increasing numbers of Hebrew Israelites all over the world, from Asia to Africa, from Mexico to Germany. There are Hebrew Israelites that are coming together as a nation and as a family, and you are needed. You are needed to take your place as the educator of your families, your sons, your daughters. So we want you to enroll in Navi Beit University so that you can take your place in the kingdom. Now is the time to prepare to create Hebraically centered scholarly materials to educate others, to teach your family, to teach your sons, your daughters, to teach the young, to teach the old, and to bring them into the knowledge of the Most High. The Most High is gathering us together as He has promised. So enroll in Navi Beit University, connect with the administrator and the registrars, and enroll today for just $35 for a bachelor's per month, or $45 for a master's, or even enroll in the doctorate program. You can get a degree with a Hebraic focus at Navi Beit University. Hebraic education, undergraduate, graduate, and specialty courses. Hi, I'm Melchior Uriel, and I'm so delighted to meet you. I'm glad that you stopped by. I'm glad that you're curious, and I'm glad that you clicked on the video. All right, peace and blessings to my sister Hanaya Israel. Peace and blessings to you as well. All right, let me check here for questions. Let's see what's going on here. All right, let me scroll up. Okay, you know what? We may be good. Let's see here. I don't see. All right, so one of the things that I'm going to mention here, and then we're going to, like I said, we're going to take this a step further. But if you notice, if you will, today we have, you hear China, right? You hear of China coming into Africa. You hear China being in trade agreements or disagreements with the United States. And you hear a lot about China, but do you know that there was a time when China had to revive itself, when China had to, Kanai Israel said, I stopped receiving notifications for some reason. And I've heard that that's been going on with the channel here, that there's been, excuse me, that there's been even an automatic, like unsubscribing, like for no reason, right? I think it's on purpose, right? I think it's on purpose. I think they have certain channels marked. But nonetheless, there was a time when China needed to revive itself, and China needed to renew itself, if you will. One of the things that happened with Mao Zedong, he did a number of things to help revive China and to bring China into a place of notoriety and to bring them back together again as a people. So what did he do? What is it that he did that was so important? It's going to surprise you and it's going to amaze you what he did. One of the first things that he did was he went to the artists, okay? He went to those that were creating art. He went to those that were, how can I say it? Those who were in the entertainment industry. And he began reform and bringing the people back together again through the arts and through what they saw depicted in artwork, right? And through what they saw in the media by ways of entertainment. This is what they do. This is how individuals are able, and I want to show you something if I can. This is how individuals are able to actually revive a nation and to revive a people, okay? Able to revive them by means of changing what they see in the art, changing what they see, okay? And in fact, I have an example for you. Do you remember when you first saw the first Black Panther? Do you remember how you felt? Do you remember how you felt walking out of the theater, okay? Do you remember actually looking at that and the way that you felt, right? Imagine if that was the norm. Imagine if that was something that you saw on a daily basis. And what I'm telling you is that is what is needed. That is what is necessary. Okay? For us to be a people, we're going to have to change what entertains us. It's like my son, back in the day, my son told me a joke. I'm not even going to tell you the joke, right? But it did not honor us as a people. It didn't honor us. In fact, it made us the brunt of the joke, and everybody, ha, 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 ha. And I was actually offended by it because, again, it's the media and it's entertainment that is actually used to manipulate the minds of the people or to instill a mindset, if you will, and to convince the people of who they are. Okay? Let me do this. I'm still trying to find. I'm sneaking up on it, y'all. I'm sneaking up on it. There is. Oh, let me find this. Oh, I really wanted to see this because art is so important. And so Mao Zedong, he went to the arts, right? But then he also went to the universities. And he began to change what they were hearing as far as truth and knowledge. So what am I saying? We need to have our own art and we need to have our own system of education. I'm talking about as a people, right? As a people, we need to be able to depict us, right? It's kind of like it was said that one lion, okay, there was a supposed conversation. I'm paraphrasing from Aesop's Fables, okay? And Aesop's Fables, right? Aesop, tells this story about there was this statue. In the statue, there was this hunter proudly, brandishing a rifle with his foot on the lion's, carcass, right? And so a man walked by and was looking at it. Also, a lion came by and was looking at it. And the man said to the lion, boy, look at how strong we are. Look at how powerful we are. You may be the king of the beasts, but we are, we're the king of you. And the lion said, the day when the lion is able to take the chisel and the hammer, it will be the lion that is the victor, okay? And you will be the victim. And so it's kind of like they say, the one who wins the war controls history. They control the narrative. So with that being the case, it's simple to say that what you do when you win is you have to change what you're looking at as entertainment, and you've got to change what's called truth, what you're accepting as truth, and from whose perspective you're gaining that truth. Okay? Oh, I want to show you this. Let me do this. Excuse me, y'all. Let me do this, okay? Let me find this, because I really want you to see it. Here we go. I want you to see this.
Working with videos can be
beautiful to me for the reasons that I've already expressed.
Uniconverter makes things simpler.
Exactly
with over 1,000 conversion formats, it can just about
you're
convert
see what I'm talking
anything.
about. Once,
anything.
Once you see this.
So it can convert my video to any format.
Absolutely, to any format.
Neat.
Hold on, you can hear it. Hold on, let me do this.
Action. Does it convert photos too?
Yep, it works with anything.
Look at this right now. There we go. All right, so let me. And I want you all to become really aware of this channel here. Let me show it to you. Hold on. Give me just, there we go. All right. Revealing it to you in 3, 2, 1.
God said, I command a dome to separate the water above it from the water below it. And that's what happened. God made the dome and named it Sky. Evening came, then morning. That was the second day. The third day, God said, I command the water under the sky to come together in one place, so there will be dry ground. And that's what happened. God named the dry ground
Is
land.
there still an echo?
And he named the water ocean. God looked at what he had done and saw that it was good. God said, I command the earth to produce all kinds of plants, including fruit trees and grain. And that's what happened. The earth produced all kinds of vegetation. God looked at what he had done, and it was good. Evening came, then morning. That was the third day. The fourth day, God said, I command lights to appear in the sky and to separate day from night, and to show the time for seasons, special days, and years. I command them to shine on the earth. And that's what happened. God made two powerful lights, the brighter one to rule the day, and the other to rule the night. He also made the stars. Then God put these lights in the sky to shine on the earth, to rule day and night, and to separate light from darkness. God looked at what he had done, and it was good. Evening came, then morning. That was the fourth day. The fifth day, God said, I command the ocean to be full of living creatures, and I command birds to fly above the earth. So God made the giant sea monsters and all the living creatures that swim in the ocean. He also made every kind of bird. God looked at what he had done, and it was good. Then he gave the living creatures his blessing.
Okay, hopefully
He told
my
the ocean
voice
creatures
doesn't
to
echo
increase
now.
and live
Hopefully it
everywhere in
doesn't.
the ocean, and the birds to increase everywhere on earth. Evening came. Pharaoh
I'm
took
gonna move this
Abram's
forward.
wife. So the Lord caused Pharaoh and all the people in his house to have very bad diseases. Pharaoh called Abram and said to him, What have you done to me? Why didn't you tell me Sarai was your wife? Why did you make me believe she was your sister? Now I've married her. Take her and go. She's your wife. So the Pharaoh told his men to let Abram and Sarai take their possessions and leave Egypt. So Abram left Egypt. He traveled through the Negev with his wife and everything he owned. Lot was also with them. At this time, Abram was very rich. He had many.
Okay. So, here's the issue. Hopefully my voice is not echoing anymore. In fact, if it is, hold on. I think I may know why. There may be Okay, hopefully the echo has stopped. Okay. All right, all right. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Um, so what I want to say is, this is why I think it is important to have, again, listen, I'm not saying that we should embed ourselves in a form of spirituality that's racist or whatever. What I'm saying is just tell the truth. Still a delay and still an echo. Okay, what I did was, I tell you what, let me look at it, let me fix it. Here we go. I got a stall. Here's a commercial.
Hi, I'm Melky Uriel, and I'm excited to offer you a brand new course at Navi Bait Academy. One of the first courses that we're developing at Navi Bait Academy, and we're welcoming you. It's called the Hebrew Memorization. The paragraphs are numbered by the Hebrew alphabet, as well as the verses. And you're wondering, well, how do I know which is which? How do I, if I want to go to a particular paragraph, how do I do that? You may also be wondering, well, how do I memorize the 10 Commandments? I want to be able to memorize the 10 Commandments and know them frontwards and back and be able to recall them in order and to know which commandment is which. As well as the Hebrew alphabet. I want to know the Hebrew alphabet and their numerical values from 1 to 400. I'm here to tell you that you can do that now. Now there is a course here at Navi Bait Academy where you will memorize the Hebrew alphabet from 1 to 22 and their numerical values from 1 to 400, as well as the 10 Commandments. All anyone will be able to have to do is to just either speak the number or the Hebrew alphabet, and you will be able to recall it. It's as simple as thinking of a number like 19, and 19 in the Hebrew alphabet is Qaf, which its numerical value is 100, and its paleographic Hebrew symbol is that of the horizon. Let's say 3, all right, just a random number. 3 in the Hebrew alphabet is Gimel, and its paleographic Hebrew symbol is that of the foot, and also its number is 3. But guess what? Since it's 1 through 10, number 3 would represent the third commandment of the 10 Commandments, which is thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Well, how am I able to do that? I'm able to do that.
All right, so hopefully there is no echo now, okay? Hopefully we've gotten rid of the echo. Okay? Please let me know if I'm good, because I want to move forward. By the way, I cannot hear what you all hear, okay? So I need you to let me know what you hear and if it's good, okay? All right, so I don't hear an echo on my end. Let me know. Okay, all right. Sounds like we're good. All right. Tomato Thomas, peace and blessings to you, my sister. So let me address this. Listen, I'm going to say this. This is what I'm asking. I'm not saying for a minute that we take on some of the ideas of some of these Hebrew camps and get all racist and start talking about, that there isn't anybody else that can be saved but Israel. Listen, salvation is for all of the world and every man that is on the planet, right? Now, it just so happens that the Most High said that he's going to use Israel to bring people unto him, right? But that salvation itself, okay, salvation itself is going to be brought to the world by the ministry of Israel. Got to understand that. So what I'm saying is, forget about racism, forget about all that. I'm just saying, just tell the truth. That's all. Tell the truth, okay? If individuals will focus on, we insist that, when it comes to this right here, it's got to be our way, it's got to be this. Listen, I'm not asking for anything except the truth. You tell me the truth, right? You just let it be true and show us, right? We know for a fact through the writings of Sheikh Anta Diop, we know what the Egyptian people look like. We know what the people of the Negev look like. I mean, I'm just saying, tell the truth. What's wrong with telling the truth, right? There is some popularity that has come by way of what Putin did recently in revealing, certain things about the way that the Virgin Mary was portrayed and Yeshua was portrayed. Listen, I know that that's their version of Christianity. And we know that the version of Christianity that was first in Africa was that of the Ethiopians. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm not one of those that feel like that just because it's black, it's got to be right. No. I don't care what color you put on that hippie on a stick. It is written in the word of the Most High that no one can die for anyone else's sins. That is what's written in the word of the Most High. That is what we stand on. Why? Because we are the people of the book, and we stand. Peace and blessings to my sister in the house, Mariska Parker. All right. High fives for everyone. My sister's here. So let's just go ahead and tell the truth. I'm saying there's nothing wrong with you telling the truth, right? And that's all I'm saying. Tell the truth and let it be depicted in the arts just like we saw. Let it be depicted. Let our little boys and our little girls see images, biblical images that look like them. Why? Because that's the truth. Okay? And if an individual has an issue with that, then I would say that they need to check themselves and ask themselves the question, why do I not want this to be truthfully depicted? Why do I have a problem? Is it possible that I am harboring some sort of thought or some sort of error or some sort of untruth? Maybe I've been manipulated mentally, okay? Maybe I'm the one that needs to ask some questions about this, right? And there are many people who have said, you know what, you need to tell the truth, and they will show it, right? They will show exactly who it is. There are people that know who the people of the book are. They know who the Israelites are. They know who the Hebrews are. So here is my point blank and simple. Just tell the truth. That's all I'm saying. Tell the truth. But when you have told so many lies, and you built one lie upon another, and another lie on top of that lie, and then to back up the 3 lies that you just told, you got to tell 5 more. And then you've got to conjure up some sort of evidence or something to make it look like it's true. Then, you know, you're playing a game, and with that game, you're not going to succeed. Everyone's going to find out that, guess what, that what you're saying and what you're doing is a lie. And when the house of cards fall down, when they fall down, everyone is going to know what the truth is. Bottom line is, in this day and age in which we live, yes, the cards are definitely falling. Every day the cards are falling. We have a call. All right, peace and blessings. How are you? Shalom, shalom. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, I don't hear anyone there.
I can't hear you. If you can hear me, I'm not able to hear you.
Oh my goodness, not that again. We already, I thought we resolved this issue. Let me do this. Hold on. My brother Adrian says that he can't
I'll
hear
hang
me.
up and try a little bit later. Hopefully I'll remember this thought.
Well, go ahead and state your thought. State your thought. State your thought, my brother. Hopefully you can hear me. State your thought. Okay, so he hung up. You know, I was so certain. We did a test the other day and we resolved this issue. We resolved this problem. Let me do this. Hold on. Let me make absolutely sure. Let's see here. I thought for sure that we had resolved this issue. But anyway, there is no more echo. We're glad for that. But you know what? I thought for sure that we had resolved this issue. Let me check one thing here. But my point is, again, I'm going to have to talk to you while I change this. I'm saying simply tell the truth. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that there's an issue. Please let me know if I'm wrong. When I say tell the truth, am I wrong for saying just tell the truth? Am I wrong for that? Let's see here. Let's see. Test 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. I'm thinking that that's good on the microphone. I think you guys can hear me. And if the caller comes in, I think that he will be able to hear me as well. I don't know why. It's like settings are changing all by themselves. It's crazy. It's like settings are changing all by themselves. I don't get that. All right. So if the caller can call back in, we'll definitely try to address and listen to his point. My only issue is, I'm just saying tell the truth. And if I'm wrong for saying tell the truth, I mean, how can I be wrong for saying tell the truth, right? Am I wrong for saying tell the truth? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I think that let's see here. I need you all to let me know if we're still good. The caller can call back in. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Shalom, peace and blessings to you, my brother.
Peace and bless, brother. How are you?
Hey, I'm blessed of the Most High. I am blessed of the Most High. What is your thought, sir?
I was thinking about how you're talking about how the camps are full of pride, but when we think about it, all the sons of Adam are going to be in the kingdom. And so it made me think about a lot of the pride that they have for when they tell you, rock your fringes, wear your fringes, wear your fringes. Now, I do wear my ZZ, but I don't do it out of pride. I do it out of obedience because that's really nothing to boast about. We have to wear these because our forefathers sinned. It's to help us to remember. But I'm in the Midwest, and I'll tell you some things I deal with, and I walk around and get the craziest looks, get the, people telling what I'm doing. They're looking at me like I'm crazy. My own people just have no clue what is wrong with him. But then in the school, I'm in education, I've got a lot of different educators with different thoughts and ideas about it. And it creeps one guy out, he said. He's creeped out by it. Really, because I believe he thinks that I support the Zionist movement because he sees that. And, so he's creeped out about it. But it caused a big stir. But either way, I'm going to continue to wear them in obedience. But it was about, when you said that about the pride, it just made me go to that.
Yeah, and I have a similar, I have a similar experience when it comes to wearing seat, when it comes to wearing, what is referred to as fringes. And even on a personal note, at first I gotta be honest with you, I was definitely doing it out of obedience to the Most High, but I even noticed that I felt like everybody was looking at me. I felt a certain way about it. And the issue of it is that, I had to do some inner work myself, and I had to let go of some pride myself. And once I got in the midst of everyone else, right, I began to just say, hey, why in the world should I not want to follow and obey the word of the Most High when a man can put on a dress and walk out here in public, walk out here in the high heels? I could call myself Penelope in the workplace, and they would respect it, they would applaud it. I could say there's a woman living inside me, and they would applaud it. You mean to tell me I'm not going to stand for the Most High and dress as he has said to dress, especially in this day and age when individuals are literally embarrassing themselves?
Wow.
So
I just say to that, halal yah.
Yes.
Remain obedient.
So,
and I'll go ahead and hang up in case we have any other callers.
All right, my brother. Peace and blessings to you.
All right.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
So, I will admit, to stand for our culture and to be who we were and to put on fringes or seats, right? I'm telling you, you talk about doing the work on the inside of your own heart and your own mind. I'm telling you, yeah, you do, because you will know that people are looking at you, right? But this is what the Most High has said to do, and we follow it, and we do it, and we do not forget the reason why we wear the tassel or the fringe, right? We do not forget why we're wearing it. We're wearing it because we need reminders to follow the laws, statutes, and the commandments of the Most High, and to allow them to be our meditation. That is our culture. Okay, that is our culture. That's who we are. And again, until we solidify our culture and the way we do things, we will never be able to stand as a people. Okay, until we change the arts, until the arts speak truth, until we change our systems of education where that system teaches truth, we will never be able to stand as a people. Okay, my teacher said, those who will not treat you right will never teach you right. Okay? You mean to tell me that when this man who knew who we were as a people, right? He subjugated us, put us in chains. You mean to tell me he's going to give you the key to that lock to let your chains go free in JC? You mean to tell me he's going to give you the key? Oh, JC is our salvation. Oh, no, no, no. Everything that your oppressors did was to solidify and to substantiate your subjugation and them ruling over you and them continuing to rule over you for years and even, I don't want to say decades, but centuries to come. And it's still happening. It's still going on. It's still the truth. Okay? So, one of the things that I want to say is that for the most part, individuals that have an issue with the truth, you need to do some inner work. We need to stand as a people, and now is a time where I know that the Most High is gathering us together, and He is resurrecting us. Listen, this is not a fad. This is a movement, and it is a movement not by anything that we have created, but this is a movement of the Most High. It is the Most High that is doing this, and not we ourselves. How do I know that? I know that because of what it reads in the scriptures. What does it say in the scriptures? Okay. It talks about how the Most High is going to cause us to come together once again, and the Most High is going to bless us as a people. And He's going to bless us to come together, and there's going to be a revival in the midst of us, His people. He is going to allow us to come together, right? In fact, I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to prove it to you from the scriptures right here. Here we go. We're going in Isaiah 44. Notice what he says, verse number 3. Wait, hold on. For the sake of clarity, let's go here. Isaiah 44 and 1. Yet now hear, O Yaakov, my servant, and Israel, whom I've chosen. So who is the servant of the Most High? Yaakov is the servant. Remember that when you read Isaiah 53. Right? And Israel whom I have chosen. So who is His chosen? It's Israel. Remember that. Remember that. Thus says Yah, that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Yaakov, my servant. Again, you know who the servant is, right? Again, when you read Isaiah 53, remember that. And thou, Jezreel, whom I have chosen, I will pour water upon him that's thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, yes, and my blessings upon your offspring. Look at verse number 4. And they shall spring up as among the grass. They shall spring up. See, that's why this is a grassroots movement, because we're springing up like the grass, and as the willow by the watercourse, right? One shall say, I am Yah's, and another shall call himself by the name of Yaakov. That's why we're changing our names. This is a movement of the Most High. This is a movement of the Most High. And another shall subscribe with his hand unto Yah, and surname himself by the name of Israel. This is what's happening right now. Okay? This is what's happening right now. And that's why this is a movement and not a fad. Okay? That's why people are waking up all over the planet. People are waking up all over the world. And they're coming to know, they're coming to understand exactly who the Most High is and what His intentions are. Okay? My brother Yirmiyahu Yisrael says, that's right, Moreh. I was telling someone that a week ago. Yes, yes, yes. So as I take a look at it, oh, Jay Denton says, I get the same looks. People look at me, right? Now listen, okay, I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. Can I let this cat out the bag? I tell you what, for the sake of being dramatic, I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag when we return. What cat am I going to let out of the bag? Well, Okay, I am a Chicago stepper. Now, if you know about Chicago style stepping, I mean, yes, it's a dance. I do dance that Chicago style stepping. I do. I like it. I love it. I do. Okay. I went earlier this week. Love it. Okay. But I wear my seat even while I'm there on the dance floor. Okay. All right. Fringe check. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Boom. So I wear them all the time. Why? Because that's our culture. And right now it's gotten to the point to where it's almost, I don't know what people are saying. And I'll be honest with you, only one person has come up to me and asked me, what does that mean? What is that? And it allowed me an opportunity to tell them, this is a living demonstration of Deuteronomy 22 and 12. This is a living demonstration of Numbers 15 and 38, where the Most High, see, this is a biblical thing. The Most High said that his people are to wear these so that we might follow his laws, statutes, and his commandments. And when I look down at it, I remember his laws and I remember his promises to us. And I remember that he has ordained us to be his people and to be blessed and to walk in his ways. And so it becomes a tool, if you will, for sharing the truth, right? I wanted to read a comment here. Hold on. Jay Denton says, I do want to say, but I have to go to our group study. Pray we can all come together soon. Have a Baruch Shabbat day. Bless you, Jay Denton. I'm glad that you stopped by. Peace and blessings to you. All right. So, all right. Listen. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, as we close, I don't see any questions for me, so I'm just going to go ahead and close out. I want to say to those of you that are here, do the inner work necessary. Adjust your own heart and your own mind as necessary, but by all means, begin to embrace and to follow the culture that the Most High says belongs to us from his scriptures. Okay? And stand upon it. Until we have those of us that are going to stand upon it, no matter what, we will always have those that will walk over us and those that will subjugate us and those that will not follow the Most High because of us. Okay? A.C. Basilius asked the question, what about women and fringes? Okay? I'm going to give to you this principle that... I'm going to give to you this principle that I learned from the book of Breshit, okay? In the book of Breshit, one of the famous, incidents is them eating from the tree, okay? I'm simply going to say that Eve, Chava, was also, basically, she was chastised and she was cursed, she was dealt with because she ate from the tree. Well, wait a minute. Really, originally, the Most High only told the man, right, about the tree. So wait a minute. How could the Most High punish Eve from eating from the tree if he had only told the man? Here is the principle at hand. By the simple fact that the Most High did punish Eve or Chava for eating from the tree, it is to be understood that what the Most High tells the man also goes for the woman, which means that the woman then can as well, she can wear tzitzit, right? Because it's not for just the man. In fact, let me do this. Let me go here real quick and let me just show you from the scriptures that I've already mentioned. Okay? Going here, looking at the scriptures, let's go to those two passages of scripture that I mentioned. Deuteronomy 22 and 12. Okay? And I want you to read this. Okay. So I want you to notice here, it says, thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts of woolen or linen together. Thou shalt make thee fringes. Now, wait a minute. Notice what it also says here. You shall not sow in your vineyard. So listen, we're talking about common things that everyone was to participate in. This is for the whole body. This is for everyone. This is for the nation, right? So we are to put basically fringes upon the four corners of our vesture, right? This goes for everyone. It doesn't say the men only, right? This is to everyone. Now let's also go to Numbers 15 and 38. Numbers 15 and 38. Notice what it reads. Speak unto the children of Israel. It doesn't say speak unto the men, right? It doesn't say speak unto the B'nai Elohim. It says speak unto the children of Israel, right? Verse number 38, even looking at it in the Hebrew. We look at it in the Hebrew. Devar el B'nai Israel, speak to the children. And this is inclusive of men and women. This term here, B'nai, is talking about all of the children. Whenever in Hebrew you have, like, let's say you have girls and boys together, okay? You would use B'nai, right, to include everyone, okay? You wouldn't say one and then the other. They can be included in that term. And so the children of Israel is everyone included, everyone in particular, okay? There is a time when it just talks about the men, but again, that's context, right? You know it from context, but in the Hebrew, the B'nai Elohim, in verse number 38, okay, Devar el B'nai Yisrael, we amrata elehem, we ashiu lahem, tzitzit. So we are to wear tzitzit, but this goes for all of Israel, which is why it is translated correctly here in verse number 38, speak unto the children of Israel, right? Because that term B'nai is inclusive, right? It is inclusive of everyone. So he says, bid them that they make them fringes upon the borders of their garment throughout the generations, and that they put it on the fringe of the borders, a riband of blue. So this is what the Most High said for everybody and not just for women in particular, okay? There's many places where the Most High says, speak unto the children of Israel, right? And it's not just men, but it's men and women together, all right? Okay. So in that, the context does not yield itself to say men only. That's my point. All right, interesting comments. Okay. All right. So, as I continued, and thank you for that question, AC, thank you for that question. But as I continue and as I close out, I will simply say that I'm asking you to remember how you felt when you saw Black Panther. Notice how you felt leaving the theater. Notice how you felt after watching it. Perhaps you watched it over and over again. What you were doing was your heart, your mind, and your spirit was being, if you will, it was being charged with the idea, okay? It was being charged with the idea that, yes, we can be more, we are more, and so you were literally enlivened. There's part of you that was brought to life. You were excited, right, by seeing us in a different light. And again, I ask, imagine if that was every day. Imagine if every superhero that you saw, imagine if every, CEO, if every successful person that you saw was put in that light, you as well would feel great. I'm saying it's time for us to take the Hebrew culture and let it pervade our entertainment, let it pervade our education, let it prevail in areas of our culture, areas of our society. Let us begin there. And then we can start with the educational institutions and have educational institutions that teach correctly according to our perspective, the way that is founded upon the word of the Most High and the truths that he has given unto us. So I want to thank you. This has been a long session today, but I'm just going to simply say, hey, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your attention. And I want to say that, Yah willing, we will see you. We will see you once again. By all means, please feel free to email me if you so desire. I'm going to ask our moderators to put the email address up in the chat. Please, by all means, do contact me. I will read it and I will respond. Just give me a day or so, and hey, we'll be able to communicate. So peace and blessings to you. I appreciate you. I thank you, fam, for everything that you're doing. Thank you for being with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just simply want to say, may the Most High smile upon you. May you enjoy the rest of your Shabbat. And may the Most High bless you and your family. And may you realize that you are the head and not the tail. You are above only, and you are not beneath. You are the apple of his eye. And we as Israel, we are not cursed anymore. Peace and blessings to you. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your Shabbat.